Bonjour. Good morning to the attendees signing in from the West Coast, and good afternoon to those signing in from the East. My name is Roshan Mohan. I'm one of the project development directors at Engine, and I'm the lead for the Sustainable Manufacturing Challenge. We have a great collaboration event planned for you today. This includes 20 innovative companies that are pitching their sustainable manufacturing project ideas. Technologies covered by them include those for industrial decarbonization, circularity, and smart manufacturing. We are also lucky to have 21 event partners joining us today. They are from a cross section of funding organizations, associations, and accelerators. Please use this time to go and meet them during the breakout sessions to get to know them. They'll be a great resource for you as we go forward. I'm glad to also let you know that we had an excellent response to this event, and around 300 people have signed up. Looks like we are also lucky to have several people attending from several government entities as well, from Ontario, Saskatchewan, British Columbia, to name a few. I would like to begin today's event by acknowledging the Indigenous people of all the lands that we are on today. While we meet today on a virtual platform, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the lands which we each call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationship between nations and to improving our own understanding of local indigenous people and their cultures. From coast to coast to coast, we acknowledge the ancestral and unceded territory of all the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations people that call this land home. Please join me in a moment of reflection to acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past and to consider how we are and can each in our own way try to move forward in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. Okay, Kim, if you don't mind just putting up the agenda so I can explain the agenda for the day. Yeah, so we are right now in that opening remarks section. I'll have one of my colleagues present a quick overview about Engine, and then I'll myself talk about the Sustainable Manufacturing Challenge. It's a high-level overview. Many of you have already listened to me speak about it, or my colleagues speak about it. Then we will have the overview about how to navigate this platform, and then we'll try to do a small breakout for you to meet the event partners. Then we'll have a pitch session one where there are 10 companies pitching. Those are pre-recorded. And then we'll have an open networking session where you can meet the companies from either of those pitch sessions or the event partners. Then we will run another session two, which will be again 10 other pitches. And then we'll go to the Q&A and closing remarks. And then we'll have an open networking session. And we'll leave it open till after 3 if there are more people interested in continuing the conversation. So Engine's Chief Technology Officer, John Laughlin, is on the call. He's not making any presentations today, but he will be available at one of Engine's table during the networking sessions. Please do make sure you go ahead and meet him at the event. I would like to now ask Engine's VP of Projects, Rob Mastrato, to give us a quick high-level overview of Engine and the success we have seen to date. Thank you.
Thanks, Roshan. Great. Good to see everybody on the call today, and welcome. I do believe there will be a lot of folks on the call that are familiar with who we are here at Engine, what we do, but for the benefit of those who may not know more about us, let me take a couple of minutes here to share. First up, who we are. We're an industry-led, not-for-profit corporation, and we lead Canada's Advanced Manufacturing Global Innovation Cluster. So we're one of 5 of the Global Innovation Clusters. We're established in 2017, and we focus on building world-leading advanced manufacturing capabilities by enabling successful deployment, scale-up, and deployment of advanced technologies in Canadian manufacturing. So that's a little bit of who we are. Again, we talk about a lot of different things, and again, for those of you familiar with us, we actually focus primarily in 5 key areas, and so we do a lot of this promoting Canadian capabilities, and for the record, you may be familiar with the Hanover Message Show. Engine led Canada's contingent there, and so we want to get Canadian companies, Canadian technology on the world stage and tell the world about the great things happening in our country. We also make connections. So building connections, we connect companies with companies, we connect with building clusters of companies around similar technologies, we connect even other funding organizations. So it really is part of building that ecosystem. We also fund collaborative innovation. So if you know a thing or two about NGen, we don't fund just companies, we fund collaborations. So every project that we fund has at least 2 companies, one of those being a small or medium-sized enterprise, an SME. And the idea there is that, again, it's collaborations, again, back to building that ecosystem. Another good large part of what NGen does is building and supporting the workforce development. There's no sense in just building technology. We need to have a workforce that can support it, advance that technology, and that's a good part of what NGen does as well. And then in the end, all about modernizing Canada's manufacturing footprint. So for Canada to be competitive on the world stage, we need to really advance our technology, really improve it and modernize our footprint. Next slide.
The previous one.
Yeah. There we go. So talking a little bit about what we have done, we've invested over $570 million in advanced manufacturing projects to date. So we wrapped up our first 5 years in March of this year. We concluded or closed 165 transformative projects that involved 370 industry partners. Almost 90% were SMEs, which is great. Key part about our projects, they're not just about nice to have or just fun little technology projects. They drive results, and our projects have resulted in over $7 billion in sales and licensing agreements. So a really great return on the projects that we funded. In fact, it's a 32 times return on our investment. And more than just the economic impacts, our projects are all about delivering other ecosystem improvements. And one of those is the environmental impact. Over 70% of our projects really had a positive environmental impact as well. So our membership, we're all across Canada, over 7,000 members. Easy to become a member, it doesn't cost anything. And again, our members are companies, academia, right across the country. And we've invested in a number of different technologies, obviously advanced manufacturing technologies, clean tech, zero emission vehicles. We had an interesting recent funding call where we partnered with the Canadian Space Agency with the Moonshot for Mining program. And then most recently, we just received funding for affordable housing. So lots to be done, lots coming. Since March, we've just completed or approved 45 new projects. 31 of those projects are currently in project execution mode in our monitoring process. The remaining 14 are still in contracting. But again, we've done a lot, continue to do a lot, more work to come. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Roshan.
Thank you, Rob, for the introduction to NGen and the success we had to date. This is just a listing of our event partners. Kim, if you don't mind just taking me to the next slide. Yeah, so you heard Rob talk about collaborative initiatives where NGen provides some funding, the private sector puts some money to the project, and companies collaborate and create new advanced manufacturing capabilities. That's the core of what NGen does. In this specific challenge, it's focused on sustainable manufacturing. So again, NGen is going to put $35 million from our side, which is using the Global Innovation Cluster funding from ISET, which is the federal government entity. And the rest will come from the private sector or other government funding sources. NGen does allow stacking, so you can stack up to 100% of the project. We have no limitation. You'll have to check with other government entities if there are limitations at that end. But the focus here is twofold. One is to help the clean tech companies that we have incubated here in Canada and the ones we attracted from elsewhere to further develop sustainable technology for Canada's manufacturing ecosystem. So we want to help the manufacturers go towards net zero and using these clean technologies, and the clean tech companies can prove that these technologies actually work. And there should be something transformative about this project. That is, you're looking at stuff that doesn't exist elsewhere in the world. There should be pushing the boundaries and creating some new IP. So you may think, what's clean tech? So primarily, it's industrial decarbonization-focused technologies and circularity-focused technologies. And while you're applying that into your manufacturing facility, you may layer in some smart manufacturing technology. So that's the core of what we do. And we are supporting Canada's 2030 emissions reduction plan through these efforts. And I'll show in a further slide like what that means for you as an applicant. The cost for eligible project cost per application is a minimum of $2 million, a maximum of $15 million. And Engine's contribution to that project would be 35%. So a minimum of 700,000, a maximum of $5.25 million. Next slide, please, Kim. Yeah, so as I mentioned, it's focusing on net zero facilities, right? So, and when I mentioned decarbonization, so the first three bullets there, that's about how do you take your facility and your supply chain and use these innovative technologies for going to low carbon sources for switching your fuel, feedstock, or energy. Maybe do some CCUS either at site or through direct air capture and utilize it or store it. And maybe apart from using those two technologies, add some heat pumps or heat refractories and look at innovative ways to solutions for high heat generation. That's the decarbonization piece. The second is the circularity. Like when you move to a net zero facility, how do you use materials that are more greener, circular, and sustainable? So that's the second piece. And the third is that smart manufacturing. So while you're applying those technologies, you may look at it and say like, okay, I want to look at ways to track, because I don't know exactly how to what are the sources of emission across my supply chain is. There are Canadian technologies that have software solutions to do that. Let's look at ways to create that collaboration and apply other smart manufacturing like AI, machine learning, robotics, additive manufacturing, etc. to round it up. So next slide, please. And I mentioned it has to show that there is some impact on the 2030 emissions reduction plan. So some of the key objectives to consider, I have listed a few, but you don't have to meet all of them. You pick and choose what makes sense for you. Are you trying to reduce the emissions, or are you trying to reduce the consumption of energy and natural resource? Or are you trying to get some gains in your operational efficiency, or trying to reduce waste so things don't go in the landfill, or use recycled sustainable materials in your production lines? And looking at closed loop manufacturing, and that means the product lifecycle management from supply to raw materials to finished goods. How do you make that? And then, of course, what we have seen in many parts of the world, when you look at technology companies and manufacturers coming together and looking at things from a sustainability lens, you may look at ways to show that there is some new business models that can be created. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah, the program's already launched. You're at the collaboration even now on May 15th. The expression of interest deadline is June 26th. The full application is due by September 18th. The sooner you do the EOI, the more time you have in writing the full application. And we'll have a workshop on how to write a winning application on July 10th. And then it'll go to assessment. In 2 to 3 weeks, you should know if you're getting the funds or not. If your project's over 10 million, then you will have to also have a interview with the assessors. And the successful applicants then go into contracting, which we try to get it done in 2 months. So that's when the partners have to also sign a collaboration agreement, because there's IP sharing here during and after the project. Next slide, please. Yeah, so at this point, I would like to welcome the project development team to turn on the cameras and join us. Okay, we have an amazing team here. So I'm still waiting for a few more of my colleagues. Yeah, awesome. So I have here, is Jerome here too? Awesome. And Joanne? Awesome. So, yeah. So what we are looking for at this point, sorry, I did something with my screen. Sorry about that. So we have a great team here to help you with the application process, right? There are 4 project development directors. Arthur Kong is on the road right now in Alberta, but there is John Sigana. He's a fully bilingual. And I have Jerome here is also the director of IP, who is also fully bilingual. William, he's a project development manager. He's also fully bilingual. We have a whole team there to help you put applications in French if you have to, and our platform does accept French application. Stephanie Holko, she's been, and I have worked for the last 3 years together on several challenges. She's a person, like a moving force here. And we have Joanne, who helps with the application support. When you have any issue with the collaboration portal and so forth, she will be a great resource to have. And of course, I have here with me the 2 key people who helped put this program together. Blake and Akash. Both of them are also, you'll see them a lot during the contracting and sometimes in the early stages as well. Now, I would like to turn it over to John to say a few words in French to explain like what we do.
OK. Merci, Roshan. Bonjour à tous. Merci aux entreprises, aux partenaires de votre présence aujourd'hui pour cette journée de collaboration. C'est très apprécié. On est très heureux de vous accueillir. Je ne vais pas répéter mot pour mot ce que Roshan a très bien expliqué par le passé. Vous aviez les diapos aussi en français lors de la présentation et on pourra les partager. Dans les très grandes lignes, vous savez qu'on a un appel à projet sur le thème du manufacturier durable. C'est un investissement de 35 millions de dollars de NGen et on est à la recherche de projets collaboratifs d'innovation pour essentiellement verdir la production manufacturière. C'est des projets de valeur entre 2 millions et 15 millions de dollars canadiens. Et vous l'avez vu dans les diapos, c'est 35% le taux de remboursement des dépenses admissibles de la part de NGen. Donc, je ne vais pas passer encore une fois dans le détail les thèmes que Roshan a mentionnés. On les a certainement discutés peut-être avec beaucoup d'entre vous. On reste à votre disposition pour répondre à vos questions. Tel que Roshan a mentionné, on peut soumettre une application dans la langue de votre choix, donc français ou anglais. En termes d'ordre du jour, vous avez vu qu'on a une journée chargée. Au dernier décompte, on avait 300 entreprises qui s'étaient enregistrées. Donc, un très beau succès. Merci à vous tous. On va avoir 20 présentations, 20 pitchs. Vous allez pouvoir interagir avec les entreprises suite à leur présentation. On a aussi 21 partenaires qu'on va introduire dans une seconde. Donc, partenaires, organismes de financement complémentaires avec aussi qui vous pouvez interagir. Donc, n'hésitez pas à aller les rencontrer. Puis on le mentionnait dans la présentation tout à l'heure, la prochaine étape, la prochaine date limite, c'est l'expression d'intérêt qui est due au plus tard le 26 juin 2024, 17h, heure de l'Est. Et Roshan l'a mentionné aussi pour répondre à vos questions en français, donc soit en personne, soit dans le chat, dans la barre de conversation. Donc Jérôme Lafrenière, William Dubois, moi-même, donc n'hésitez pas à nous solliciter. Voilà, ça fait le tour. Roshan, back to you.
Oh, thank you, John. Really appreciate it. So, Kim, if you don't mind just showing the partner slide. Next one. Yeah, so we have 21 partners, and this is a great opportunity to meet all of them, right? We have from NRC, from the IRAP program, we have Maria, Peter Bandes, and a few other of the colleagues there. From NRC Labs, we have Punita Mehta. From NRCan's CADMET Materials Lab, there's Hitesh and Connor. And from the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, that's one of the 4 regional development agencies that are present here today. You have from ACOA, sorry, I messed up the names. So, yeah, there are 4 of the agencies here, and I'll get back to them. But before that, let me just go through EDC, Export Development Canada. That is, they have the National Clean Tech Lead. Jeff Keats is here. From BDC, from the Clean Tech Climate Tech Fund, which is the venture capital arm. One of the partners, Pascal Langtot, is here. From Innovation Asset Collective, that's a member-based not-for-profit organization funded by the same entity that funds us, ISET, which is the federal government. They are here, Sharon and Belen, and they have several programs to help Canadian SMEs establish ownership positions on IP rights. NGen provides funding for IP protection as well, but that's for new IP. And the IAC provides funding for background IP as well. So make sure you try to meet them. MyTax, there's Katie from there. They provide strategic connections, expert advice, and as you know, funding towards the cost of talent. So that's a great resource to meet. From the Ontario government, we have Laura Field and a few of her colleagues. And we have a bunch of industry associations in the clean tech space. The Canada Clean Tech, the Ontario Clean Tech Association, Ecotech Quebec. There is Audrey Somme and Laura Mello from Ecotech Canada. Excellence in Manufacturing Consortium. They are great resources as you learn about lean manufacturing and sustainable manufacturing. It's a core partner for us. Leah Nekua is there from that organization. From SIMSA, there is James Bulmer. And from the Chemical Industry Association of Canada, we have Don Fusco and Christine Nahas. John, do you mind just introducing our Quebec partners?
Yes, happy to do so. Thanks, Roshan. Donc, bonjour. Donc, nous avons du CRITEM, donc le Consortium de recherche et innovation en transformation métallique, qui fait l'extraction, transformation primaire, secondaire, tertiaire et recyclage des métaux. Jean-François Saint-Cyr. So, CRITEM is in the extraction and transformation for primary, secondary, tertiary treatment, not treatment, but transformation of metals and recycling. So, Jean-François Saint-Cyr, welcome. From Prima, which is an advanced materials research and innovation hub, Chloé Bouchard-Aubin and Roussoma Akimali, welcome. Et Denis Lacroix from Centre québécois de recherche et développement de l'aluminium, donc Aluminum Transformation. Thank you, Denis. And you mentioned already Ecotech Québec with Audrey Sommet and Laura Mello Amaya, which is a clean tech cluster based in Quebec.
Awesome. And we have Foresight Canada, which is Courtney Elliott is here. She's Canada's, which is the leading Canadian clean tech accelerator. They have several programs to help entrepreneurs develop and scale innovative clean tech solutions to achieve a net zero transition. So that's our partners. Now, let me turn it over to my colleagues, Akash and Blake, to help us understand how to navigate this platform.
Thank you, Roshan and John. I have the slide here. So I just want to welcome everyone to the event and say we're happy to have you here. I know everyone's eager to kind of start networking and hear the pitches. So I just want to quickly go over some housekeeping and logistics. So here on this slide, you can see the overview of what we call floor 1. So in total, we have 5 floors. Each floor has NGen support, pitching companies located in the middle tables with partner companies on the perimeter. This kind of layout is copied on all 5 floors. John, I don't know if you want to give a quick overview in French.
Yes, merci, merci Blake. Donc oui, voici le premier étage. Donc en termes de présentation de l'outil Remo, il y a 5 étages. On peut naviguer entre les étages et à partir du premier étage, donc on voit essentiellement les tables avec les différents partenaires. Go ahead, Blake.
Sure. Kim, if you don't mind going to the next slide. So what I've done here is I've just kind of highlighted to show everyone in the yellow boxes. You'll see 4 banners off to the side. These are clickable links. One of them will bring you to our Sustainable Manufacturing Challenge webpage, which will have all the details about the program. A second one is going to be a link to our collaboration corner, where you will find open project opportunities by our pitch companies and many others. For any company that's interested in sharing a project idea, there's a form to submit an idea, as well as within each opportunity, there's a form for any company that's interested in supporting that project idea. We also, on the right side of the screen, have a link to watch the pitches. If you click this link, it'll take you to a curated YouTube playlist. If you've missed anything in a pitch or you want to review a pitch, feel free to look at these offline or even during one of the open networking sessions. Lastly, just underneath of that, we have a floor plan, so you can select that and you can easily identify what floor a pitch company or event partner is located on. You'll see at the top of the screen highlighted, we have our virtual elevator. These buttons here, if you click on the name, it'll bring you to see the floors. They are identified by number. By clicking that floor, you will then be brought to that floor. You then see to the right an agenda. It will give you a play-by-play of the event that we're going to be having here today. John, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Blake. Donc, en termes de logistique, voici, si on commence à gauche de l'écran, vous avez 2 cases qui sont soulignées en jaune. Donc, si vous voulez aller visiter le coin de la collaboration, le premier lien en haut, ainsi que, donc en fait, l'appel à projet manufacturier durable et le coin de la collaboration, si vous voulez aller voir d'autres entreprises qui ne seraient pas ici aujourd'hui. À droite, dans les 2 cases qui sont soulignées en jaune, donc si vous voulez revoir les pitchs des entreprises, ils sont tous enregistrés, donc vous pouvez aller les voir offline si vous voulez. En bas de ça, vous avez en fait une légende qui va vous orienter sur les 5 étages. Si vous cherchez une entreprise ou un partenaire particulier, allez sur ce lien-là Vous allez identifier à quel endroit se situe chacune des entreprises pour les rencontrer. Et tout en haut, les deux bannières, donc ce qui est écrit Engine Partner Pictures, cliquez là-dessus, vous allez voir les 5 étages et ça va vous permettre de naviguer entre les différents étages pour rencontrer les entreprises. Et à droite, c'est tout simplement l'heure du jour pour la journée. Thanks, Blake.
Perfect. The platform also allows for guests to communicate. So highlighted on the bottom, you'll see there's a ribbon. And if you select that chat button, it will open a window and you have the ability to chat at different levels. So we have a public chat, a table chat where you can chat with anyone within your table, and then a private chat so you can speak to each member or each person on the call individually.
Merci Blake. Donc, et finalement, il y a une façon de tout simplement communiquer avec les gens qui sont... Je vois qu'on est 227 aujourd'hui dans l'appel. Donc, tout simplement en cliquant sur le lien, la boîte chat, on peut parler soit à tous, soit à une table spécifiquement, ou individu par individu. Donc, on peut identifier une personne avec qui on voudrait discuter et tout simplement communiquer avec cette personne-là par écrit. Voilà. Thanks, Blake.
Additionally, on the bottom ribbon, you'll see a participant tab. So if you select that, it'll open a window and it'll actually give you the ability to search participants. And then you'll see two icons. There's like a little target and a message bubble. By clicking either of those, you'll be able to message the person privately or locate them on the floor. So when you press that target locate button, I think a notification will pop up on your top and it'll let you know what floor they're on. So you'd be able to make your way to find that individual.
Et finalement, il y a une façon d'identifier, de localiser chacun des participants. Donc, dans l'onglet, si on clique sur « Participants », on peut soit identifier l'endroit où la personne, donc quel étage et quelle table la personne se situe, et il y a moyen de tout simplement communiquer avec cette personne-là, encore une fois, avec un message privé à travers la messagerie. Voilà.
And lastly, I just wanted to show here a couple different layouts or views that the platform offers. So there is 3 in total. Sometimes it can be a bit confusing. In case what I've shown here is a yellow box highlighting the button that you'd press, and that will allow you to select between. So on the left, we have the floor layout, and on the right, we have the presentation mode, which we're currently in. So whenever you want to exit that view, press that button, and you'll be able to change your view.
Voilà, pour la dernière information, c'est tout simplement qu'on peut basculer entre la vue soit vision en présentation, donc ce qu'on est présentement. Si on clique sur View, on va tomber sur la vision plutôt de l'étage, chacun des étages plutôt que la présentation. Voilà. Donc, c'est la façon de basculer entre les deux vues. Thanks, Blake.
Thank you, John. So that brings housekeeping to a close. Based on the agenda, I think we'll jump right into the pitches now. I just a note before we move forward. There is the Q&A that's available through the chat as well, so I think people have found their way there. We'll do our best to answer those as we go, but we do have a kind of time block for Q&A at the end of the session where we'll be able to answer those live. So keep up.
Thank you, Blake, Akash, and John. While we wait for Kim to pull up the presentations, maybe we can answer a few questions here. Who can see the questions? If we can read, and then I can try to answer them. John, can you see the questions there?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them. Any support by Engine to connect startups to SMEs or large companies? Startups have limitations on reaching 2 million. I assume it requires multiple partners to reach the minimum.
Okay, so when we say 2 million, it's for a consortium. It's not for one individual company. And as Rob had mentioned, we do the service of making introductions. This collaboration event is one of the ways we do that. We have a collaboration corner on our website where people are posting project pitches, and we can use that to get the word out. We have a newsletter going to 7,000 members across Canada. We can use that. Plus, all 4 project development directors have a big Rolodex and knows the who is who in most of the companies. So we will try to make introductions as and when possible.
Okay, let me take. How many projects do you think you'll be funding?
That's difficult to say. Like, the projects are $2 to $15 million. So it depends on the quality of the projects and, of course, the number of projects we receive. But we should be looking at The highest scoring projects have been, it's a challenge, a competition. So what you should be looking at is trying to improve the quality of your presentation to your application, making sure it ranks very high. So the way it works is assessment is done by a panel of assessors who say yes to scope or no to scope, yes to funding or no to funding, and then they score you on a score of 100. So what we should try to do is get your score up to the top. And that's why we have the PD managers and directors here who will work with you and try to improve the likelihood of success.
Okay. You want to do a last one?
Sure.
Will you be
We will
posting-
go until Kim says ready. She's ready
Okay.
to play the pitch videos. Yeah.
Will we be posting the presentation after the meeting? Donc, the answer I think on that one is yes.
Awesome. Yeah, we have a much more of a broader overview deck that we'll send to all the attendees. Please also remember the link on there. It takes you to the website where we have all sorts of guides and resources that will be useful for you.
Donc oui, à cette question-là, donc est-ce que les présentations vont être disponibles? Bien sûr, après la présentation, on va pouvoir fournir les présentations encore plus détaillées. I think this one is coming back. How many projects do you think I think we covered that one.
Yeah.
BDC told us that radical new tech does not succeed in Canada and recommended we go to the USA for funding. So are we talking to foreign partners? Are US, UK, EU partners permitted by NGen? Yeah,
we want to support all Canadian companies to scale up and grow here in Canada. And that's why we have a whole portfolio of different types of investors, including BDC's Climate Tech Fund present here. We are trying to make it easier for companies to navigate the whole suite of programs and funding programs and services available. What was the second part? I moved away.
If US, UK, EU partners are permitted by NGen.
Foreign companies are eligible to participate in the call for proposal, but they need to have some value-added presence here in Canada. Value-added in the sense like it should be more than a sales office, some R&D or manufacturing being done here, and all the costs should be incurred here in Canada. As you may know, this is taxpayers' dollars from Canada, so we want to make sure it's helping the local economy. But we stay with you also to help you scale up and commercialize your technology in global markets. That's why you have EDC here. And Jeff Keats is here as the National Clean Tech Lead. So please do make sure you're meeting him.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Roshan. I believe we're ready to move on. So Kim, if you want to jump into the pitches, that'd be appreciated.
Yeah, let's do that. Kim? Okay, so the first pitch is by a company called Atlas Power Technologies. It's a clean tech company headquartered in British Columbia, and they own and operate one of the world's most advanced supercapacitor manufacturing facilities. So Kim, if you don't mind playing their pitch.
Hello and welcome. At Atlas Power Technologies, we are at the forefront of pioneering energy storage solutions, committed to shaping a sustainable and efficient future. I'm excited to share our transformative technology, which is tailored to meet the increasing global energy demands. At Atlas, our mission is to revolutionize energy storage. We've developed a patented process that utilizes common materials like thermal coal and petroleum coke to produce high-grade activated carbon. We then apply this activated carbon to produce the world's most energy-dense supercapacitors, employing our patented commercial-scale dry electrode manufacturing process. We're proud to have mastered this dry electrode production process, a breakthrough considered the holy grail of battery manufacturing. This technique boosts energy density, slashes energy consumption, and accelerates cell production, all while requiring a small facility footprint and reducing capital expenditures by up to 80%. We are proposing 3 broad collaborative projects aimed at extending Atlas's technology into new and dynamic applications. First, dry electrode battery manufacturing. We've successfully commercialized our dry electrode technology for supercapacitors and are now poised to scale this technology for lithium-ion battery production. Our goal? To revolutionize battery production, throughput, and efficiency at a commercial scale over the next 12 to 36 months. Next, exploring grid and industrial opportunities. Our system integration team has engineered a grid-scale supercapacitor energy storage system that integrates seamlessly with electric power generators. This system is crucial for frequency and voltage stabilization, ensuring grid reliability and uninterrupted power supply. Finally, we are seeking a collaboration around supercapacitors for electric and hybrid vehicles. We're looking to integrate our supercapacitors into these vehicles to enhance regenerative braking performance and improve other power distribution applications. Collaborating with OEMs and Tier 1 manufacturers, we aim to create vehicles that are not only efficient, but also pave the way for the next generation of low-emission transportation. In each of these projects, Atlas seeks to partner with leaders in the automotive and battery manufacturing sectors, as well as those in grid scale and industrial organizations facing challenges with power reliability. Together, we can unlock the full potential of our technologies and lead the charge towards a more sustainable future. Thank you for considering Atlas Power Technologies as your partner in innovation. We look forward to transforming energy storage and delivery with you. Let's power the future together.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. I'd like to introduce our next pitch. Just give me 1 second here. Our next pitch is from Enersion. And Enersion is a clean tech company headquartered in Ontario and has developed a product which brings together the 3 integral sources of energy: cooling, heating, and electricity. Let's listen in.
I'm Ashan Singh, a co-founder at Energen Inc. Firstly, I'd like to thank Engine for this opportunity. So Energen is a Toronto-based clean tech company that has developed a new heat pump technology, which provides both cooling and heating using 10 times less electricity and no synthetic refrigerant. So Energen's product is basically a compressor-less heat pump, which uses low-grade waste heat or solar heat as the energy source. So the heat pump is basically providing electricity savings and therefore is energy cost saving, as well as it is a much greener alternative because it doesn't use any of the synthetic refrigerants which are used in today's technologies, and they are around 1,000 times worse than CO2 when it comes to global warming. So this project revolves around the creation of a new assembly line for Energen to manufacture its heat pump. So the assembly line is basically designed to be energy efficient, sustainable, and clean. And in this, for example, we'll be using low carbon energy. We'll be using Energen's own heat pump to provide clean heating and cooling to the facility. We're also working with sustainable and innovative suppliers for the materials we use, like the metal and plastic. And we want to employ emission tractions across the supply chain and use smart manufacturing technologies to make it energy efficient. So to summarize, the project objectives are to use low carbon energy for power, cooling, and heating of the new assembly plant, tracking and managing emissions across the supply chain, using smart manufacturing and the most energy efficient equipment to minimize energy consumption and emissions. Our expertise lies in the design and manufacture of our own product, which is the heat pump. In this project, our role would be to set up the manufacturing facility for this clean tech product and the expertise we are seeking. So firstly, we are looking at solutions that can help us track emissions across the supply chain. We want to identify and implement smart manufacturing technologies and processes across the assembly line. And we're also looking at the latest energy efficient and sustainable manufacturing technologies like CNCs, welding machines, etc. So yeah, thank you for this opportunity and looking forward to this program.
Okay, bonjour à nouveau. Hello again. I would like to introduce the third pitch. It's from a company called FEX Energy. FEX is a clean tech company headquartered in Quebec, and they're working on a long-duration energy solution to decarbonize heat. So let's listen in to FEX Energy.
Hi, I'm Hayden Smith, CEO of FEX Energy. Did you know you can store energy in iron? Well, I'm here to tell you that that's exactly what we're aiming to do while building a multi-billion-dollar business that can decarbonize industry emissions. FEX Energy is a game-changing long-duration energy storage product that unleashes the safe, stable, and dense energy that's stored naturally within iron. We were actually born as a partnership between McGill University's world-class alternative fuels lab and BX Ventures, which is Canada's first clean tech venture studio. Our long-duration energy storage solution is aiming to decarbonize heat and/or power for industry, which represents about 45% of global GHG emissions. All in all, we believe our solution can decarbonize about 450 million tons of CO2 per year while creating a multi-billion-dollar business at the same time. Our proprietary iron reactor is the core of our technology, which in essence stores energy just by putting clean electricity into the product, as you can see on the left, and discharges that energy by flowing air over the reactor. That energy is released through an oxidation cycle as high temperature heat up to 900 degrees C, which could be converted into power as well for heat and power applications. Our solution is more stable, safe, dense, and affordable than any other energy storage solution we've seen. The stability is inherent within iron, which does not lose its energy with time, meaning we can store energy economically and release it whenever it's needed, whether that be days, months, or even years after it was stored. Its safety is inherent within iron, which is non-toxic, non-volatile, and non-explosive, presenting very few safety hazards and even less than today's fossil-fueled equipment. The density also in iron is about 60% greater than that of fossil fuels, meaning it can fit in a very tight space or is ideal even for remote or space-constrained applications. And it's affordable. The low-cost modular architecture we're developing, we believe, can fit within $25 a kilowatt hour, meaning that there is a low cost, also a low risk of supply chain shortages given the abundance of iron. Our focus is to develop a product as we actively seek out strategic partnership to pilot it. And this pilot is in essence the project we're pitching here, which is a 12-month program looking to deploy a 2.5 megawatt hour pilot. We're looking over 12 months to find a partner to design and make this product, as well as demonstrate its operation, proving out reliability, performance, and a full system integration, while we also validate end user cost savings. We're looking for partnership to complement our own capabilities, which are in the core reactor design, as well as the overarching system architecture and pilot test leadership. We're looking specifically for EPCs or OEMs that could partner with us to design, procure, and fabricate the pilot unit, as well as operate it. And for end users that might actually benefit from the use of this product, helping us to identify the pilot use case, specify requirements around functionality and also safety, and integrating this solution within their operations or a simulated version thereof. We would also look through this project to grow commercial interest in our product, which we will be deploying in the year following. Seeing you at the NGen collaboration. Get in touch if you'd like to find out more. Thanks so much.
Next up, we have Golu Hydrogen, which is a subsidiary of SBI Bioenergy. It's a clean tech company headquartered in Alberta, and they have a proprietary green hydrogen production technology.
Hi, I'm Jag Singh, Director of Business Development for Golu Hydrogen Technologies, and I'm speaking about the NGen Manufacturing Collaboration Project. So we're Golu Hydrogen Technologies, Inc., which is a subsidiary of SBI. We have an innovative hydrogen generator, which is an on-site modular carbon-negative generator using readily available ethanol. This off-grid independent production of hydrogen enables not only decarbonizing transportation, but also industrial processes, and can reduce the carbon footprint of any manufacturer using electricity as well. The process is a simplified one-step process. Ethanol used to start it through the Golu H2 reactor. It's a proprietary reactor and proprietary PSA unit developed by SBI to produce 100% pure fuel cell grade hydrogen, requiring no external energy sources. There are no moving parts aside from the feed pump, excuse me, resulting in a compact, robust solution deployable at almost every worksite in the world. We're looking for a manufacturer using natural gas or electricity in their process. We will demonstrate our standalone green hydrogen unit. Natural gas users can benefit from co-feeding up to 30% hydrogen into natural gas for use in boilers, turbines, and process heat. And alternatively, our units linked to a fuel cell generate carbon negative electricity up to 1 megawatt for 24/7, resulting in 25 megawatt hour of day, and resulting applications that would benefit from our carbon negative power. Both of these applications can result in up to 100% decrease in carbon intensity, completely net zero operations, or even carbon negative operations when integrating with Golu H2 units. So there will be three main phases, which would be phase one is the feed or feasibility and project fit. Phase two is the build out and optimization, and phase three would be the commissioning and deployment and after sales service. The manufacturing partner should validate the Golu H2 unit's carbon reduction potential in a real-world application for manufacturing, and we'd also like to replace the natural gas usage by up to 80% in existing facilities to enable carbon neutral and possibly carbon negative manufacturing. Another benefit would be utilizing the food-grade biogenic CO2 stream as additional revenue and altogether generate new IP for the industry-specific adoption of our tech. Our expertise is in building and deploying these modular hydrogen generators using ethanol as an input, looking for a company that would like to reduce their overall carbon footprint, either by blending into our natural gas or hydrogen streams, or by using hydrogen to generate on-site electricity and offset grid or other power. The integration and or demonstration of our food-grade CO2 could also be a relevant application for potential partners. Thank you.
Okay, our next pitch is from H2 Plasma. H2 Plasma is a clean tech company headquartered in Ontario that provides clean and sustainable solution for hydrogen production by decarbonizing natural gas. Let's listen in.
Hello, my name is Ali Reza, and today I would like to talk about the activity of our startup and the project that we are going to pursue. The main subject of our project is advanced thermal reactor manufacturing for zero emission turquoise hydrogen by a novel molten metal reactor. So the company named H2 Plasma that is incorporated in Ontario. Our mission is to decarbonize natural gas to produce clean hydrogen, and also to reduce the cost of hydrogen to reach less than $2 per kilogram of hydrogen. The existing situation of the project is that we have already proved the concept in the lab in a small scale, and the goal is to upsize the existing molten metal hydrogen reactor that is able to produce hydrogen in the range of 4 to 5 kilogram per hour. And the duration of this project would be 30 months. In the meantime, we have also developed a novel CFD artificial intelligence simulator to predict the performance of the reactor at the large scale. So the existing TRL of the company is 4 plus, and mainly we are the electric vehicles and
Hello, everyone. So let me introduce the next presentation, or the next pitch. Next presentation is from Illumin Power. Illumin Power is a clean tech company from British Columbia that develops and manufactures high-performing materials, components, and fuel cell stacks for stationary power and transportation OEMs and their suppliers. So let's listen to Illumin Power. Thank you.
Illuming Power is a 16-person company based in Vancouver, BC. We're in the hydrogen fuel cell development space, and we manufacture high-performance materials, components, and fuel cell stacks for stationary power and transportation OEMs and for their suppliers. Illuming Power's cost leadership in expanded graphite composite bipolar plates is key to ensuring our customers can compete on the total cost of ownership with legacy power plants, such as those fueled by diesel that we're trying to displace to reduce GHG emissions. The company's innovations are based on trade secrets, know-how, and filed patent applications. I'm Simon Farrington, the CTO at Illuming Power. The proposed project has a duration of 30 months. This is to develop, construct, and commission a volume production line to manufacture electrochemical cells and stacks using Illuming Power's materials and process innovations. We plan to utilize our expanded graphite composite plate material, advanced elastomeric sealing technology, and catalyst-coated membranes for assembly into electrochemical cells and their stacks. The line must be flexible for runs of fuel cell components, those of electrolyzers, and of other electrochemical stack types, such as Ayrton Energy's LOHC hydrogenation and dehydrogenation stacks. The project objectives are the qualification of the manufacturing processes tailored to Illuming Power's fuel cell components, bipolar plates, seals, catalyst-coated membranes, to the qualification of the manufacturing processes for Ayrton Energy's LOHC stack components, the integration of a cost-competitive end-to-end stack production and assembly line for the company's and the partners' technologies, and also the final objective is the validation of the commercial viability of the manufacturing equipment itself that's being developed. The proposed line comprises 5 main work cells. The first is to produce the expanded graphite resin composite bipolar plates made from an anode and cathode plate bonded together with an epoxy adhesive. The second is to produce elastomeric seals onto either the bipolar plates or the membrane electrode assemblies, depending on the application. The third work cell is to assemble unit cells and to test these individually. The fourth work cell is to assemble the entire electrochemical stack of several hundred cells. And the fifth workstation is to condition these cells and test the whole stack, provide a factory acceptance test at the end of the line. We bring a combined 150 years of fuel cell component and stack design experience from our 16-person team. This is specific to fuel cell materials, material science, and to the engineering of the components themselves, which has been done for many customers now in our 7-year history. So we currently produce these materials, components, and stacks at prototype scale, and we've proven several new processes to complete the low-cost production of these parts. We've guided several customers to scale up to high-volume production in their own plants with older technologies, but now we seek to bring the latest technologies into one production line to demonstrate the cost advantages of all of the components put together into a single stack. We're seeking capable manufacturing equipment developers to help design, build, and commission these work cells for volume scale production of the bipolar plates, seals, cells, and the stack assembly and test. This is our contact information, so please get in touch with Jeff Plato, the CEO, or myself, Simon Farrington, CTO. And thank you very much for the opportunity to participate in this funding call.
Next up, we have a New Wave, and it's a clean tech company that is working on a new application of wave rotors and shockwave-driven methane pyrolysis for clean hydrogen production. Let's listen to them.
Hello, we're here to tell you about a clean hydrogen and carbon production technology with transformative potential. We call it a new wave in clean hydrogen, and New Wave Hydrogen is the name of our company. We are seeking industry partners for the NGen manufacturing call. As an important note, we have over $5 million in current grant contracts that can support the 65% match for the 35% NGen contribution. The main difference with our technology is the heating method. Instead of using heating sources that are electricity driven, we use the heat transfer between two gases in a supersonic shockwave to amplify the temperature of the feedstock gas. This is initiated in a device called a wave rotor, which is essentially a rotating bank of shock tubes arrayed around a drum. Wave rotors have been in use for over 50 years. Shockwave-driven pyrolysis is well proven, and the remaining components in our system are all standard. Thus, we have a low-risk technology that uses proven processes. New Wave produces no direct CO2, uses no water, has a low electricity demand, and is cost competitive. In the past 5 years, since our inception, we are fortunate to have been awarded multiple competitive grants in each year. These include grants from Alberta Innovates Emission Reduction Alberta, ERA, the Hydrogen Center of Excellence, the Natural Gas Innovation Fund, or NGIF, which is a consortium of natural gas producers and distributors in Canada, from prior EU partners, GRT Gas and Total, from CRIN, the Clean Resources Innovation Network, and 2 awards from NRCan. In just the past 2.5 years, we have published over 15 papers and added 5 patents to our portfolio, giving a total of 6 patents, with 4 of them already issued. As you can imagine, these competitive awards, publications, and patents require and represent a high level of expert vetting and steady technology advancement. In just 5 years, we are now poised to build a skid-mounted system that can be moved from the lab to a field pilot. This is the scope of our most recent NRCan award, and these funds can be used to match NGen funds. Another project that we have in pre-proposal stages focuses on the hydrogen production at grid edge, allowing a scaled, customized delivery of pure or blended clean hydrogen to the end use. Our technology is uniquely scalable, cost-efficient, and has a very low carbon footprint. It is projected to be profitable from hydrogen sales alone with no value to the carbon, but we do also produce green carbon, which represents another set of profitable markets. Overall, we're focused on every sector associated with hydrogen and carbon, and are seeking industry partners for the NGen manufacturing call. We have a well-vetted, potentially transformative technology with current project funds as a match. Please contact us for more information. We look forward to an opportunity to partner with you.
Okay, our next pitch is LCY Biosciences. LCY is a biotech manufacturing company in Ontario specializing in the unique manufacturing of fermented ingredients. Let's listen in.
Good day, everyone. I'm Dexter Shi, CEO of LCY Biosciences, located in Sarnia, Ontario. LCY is a biotechnology production company specializing in the unique manufacturing of fermented ingredients. Our highly skilled team has a considerable amount of experience with fermented ingredients, including strain engineering, process scale-up, and commercial production. Over the past 5 years, LCY has been developing a proprietary pipeline of fermented carotenoids, including astaxanthin and lycopene. These carotenoids are nature pigments and powerful antioxidants. With the assistance of NGen and through innovative collaboration with a strategic partner, LCY will commercialize and launch our products globally in the dietary supplement market. Over the past 15 years, numerous research literatures fully substantiate that both of our ingredients have proven to support multiple health benefits for humans, pets, and animals. Currently, our major competitors are using microalgae farming to produce astaxanthin for the dietary supplement market. In the case of lycopene, the majority of available producers need to extract lycopene from a special breed of tomato peels. Both of these current processes have low productivity rates and require massive lots of land and energy. One of the most important emphasis of NGen is the green process. 3-LCY's proprietary yeast fermentation and downstream process, carbon emissions are significantly reduced by up to 90% of astaxanthin. LCY will focus on constructing noise extraction and purification production lines for our yeast biomass of up to 10,000 kilograms per year for fermented astaxanthin and lycopene in this project. We are looking for potential partners capable of designing and manufacturing high-efficacy formulations based on our active ingredients in dietary supplements. Furthermore, we will work with a partner to collect scientific data from clinical trials, in vivo or in vitro tests, to support the efficacy and the benefit claims of the key ingredients and formulations. The entire project will target to manufacture the end form of dietary supplement products, such as soft gels, through green process and packaging. In summary, LCY is a highly experienced fermentation company, and our proprietary fermentation process has a 90% carbon emission reduction compared to all of our competitors. We are seeking partners that are capable of dietary supplements formulation and potential clinical trials, especially with green packaging and smart production supplement manufacturing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Now to pitch number 9, Optaglass. Optaglass is building a value-added recycling glass processing facility in Hamilton, Ontario, and is redefining recycled glass products for the construction materials industry. So let's listen to their pitch.
Welcome to Optaglass. We are working to redefine glass recycling. My name is Craig Zabo, Director of Optaglass. We are currently building the largest value-added recycled glass processing facility in North America, right here in Waterdown, Ontario. We will be producing a superfine glass powder with a D50 of 3 microns that is an excellent substitute for cement and silica fume. In this way, we are working to redefine cement. In phase 2 of our project, we want to redefine concrete, the second most used material on Earth after water. Our project and pitch is to create a carbon negative concrete using recycled glass and potentially other blend components. We want to develop a family of modified and or blended glass powders that, when used in concrete, contribute to a real, and I repeat, real negative embodied carbon value. This will support a significant expansion of the current project and provide additional high-value employment and technology for Ontario. OptiGlass has world-class expertise in producing fine ground glass from recycled glass streams, as well as cleaning up these streams. Great expertise in designing manufacturing systems and processes with exceptional manufacturing automation background. We have very good knowledge of the market in construction materials and concrete with very excellent links to attentive customers. Where we are seeking expertise and collaboration is in specialty concrete mixtures and testing, where our collaborator would work on field application and mix preparation. We're looking for expertise in specialty chemicals and admixtures with some focus on surface modification or particle surface modification, where we can work to design and apply this testing. We're looking for expertise in specialty material innovators with focus on waste streams, so we can enhance the blend of waste glass with other waste materials. And also some carbonation expertise, where we're looking then to capture CO2 into the new product we produce to enhance the green footprint and essentially make our specialty carbon neutral concrete. Thank you very much for your attention. Please feel free to reach out to Craig Szabo at OptiGlass. Thank you very much.
So we are in pitch number 10. That's the next one. And then we will be breaking out for a half-hour networking session. Just wanted to remind you that when you go to the networking session, please do visit our partners with 21. It's a great opportunity to meet them. And it's not just these 10 companies that are pitching in the first session. There are another 10 that we are playing videos later, but they're also available for you to network. There was a question in there, like who are the circular materials companies? So the list would be like LCY Biosciences that you already listened to, OptiGlass, you already listened to them. You'll be just now listening to PH7 Technologies, and then you have Terra Bioindustries, Tree, and BioAstra. Those are what I would call kind of in that circular material buckets. So the next one up is PH7 Technologies. It's a clean tech company focused on a closed-loop net zero circular process, and they use biodegradable and green solvent medium combined with inorganic and electrochemistry and they unlock unrecoverable copper on mining sites. And this is used to support emerging markets such as the EV supply chain. And at the same time, they're also producing hydrogen during the process. So let's listen to PH7, and then let's go into the breakout and network with the variety of different organizations out here. Thank you.
PH7 Technologies is a Vancouver-based clean tech startup that aims to enable the global transition to renewable energy. The company's primary focus is on the extraction of critical metals such as PGM, copper, and cobalt necessary for electrification and the energy transition. We think reaching the goal of net zero emissions by 2050 will be extremely challenging. The growing demand of the industry and the shortage of mining supply will be a major obstacle in achieving the energy transition of the future. Currently, the only method of extraction of critical metals is in the smelting process, but this technology is not economically viable for processing low-grade minerals which are abundantly available. Smelting processes are also detrimental to the environment because they involve melting down the materials in high-temperature furnaces, which consume high amounts of energy and produce a significant amount of GHG. PH7 Technologies addresses these challenges by offering an innovative and disruptive metal extraction process, which extracts critical metals from both mining and recycled materials in a closed-loop system. It is important to mention that our process can extract critical metals from currently unprocessable low-grade ores, ultimately increasing the supply of these metals by 50%. This will address the deficit challenge and also extend the life of mines by creating a new revenue stream, all while creating zero emissions and using a fraction of current energy consumption. We are currently focusing on copper, which is extracted through mining, grinding, concentration, and smelting, and involves shipping concentrate materials to South Asia for further processing and smelting. PH7 technology's major impact would be the 60% of a mine's carbon footprint. This happens through the elimination of smelting processes and shipping by enabling the mines to produce pure copper on site. We also eliminate water consumption by up to 90% due to the nature of our closed-loop process. The green hydrogen, which is a byproduct of our process, can also be collected, stored, and used as an offset for all mining operations. The PH7 process also eliminates any toxic emissions such as SOx, NOx, which are detrimental to the environment. PH7 raised an oversubscribed Series A last year with $16 million US for the commercialization of its first PGM processing plant, vital for hydrogen technology and the energy transition. We are moving forward with our copper closed-loop heap leaching prototype for copper extraction and are working closely with the mining industry. We aim to have an on-site pilot operation in 2025 and commercializing this process in 2026. We have an amazing team and enthusiastic investors who support the commercialization of our copper process in the next 2 years. We are currently seeking a strategic partnership with copper mining companies interested in implementing our innovative process, working together to transform the mining industry. Our ultimate goal is to make copper mining a green process with incremental capacity addressing the unique challenges of the future. Thank you.